She looks beautiful, isn't she? Well, let me tell you about her. This beautiful girl was born and raised in Baghdad, Iraq. And ever since she was a child, she was traveling abroad with her family. And when she came to Rome, she was fall in love with this city. And who doesn't? When she went to Trevi Fountain, like all the other tourists do, she could see that most of the people who are their back to the fountain, they are throwing coins into the fountain. So she couldn't understand why they were doing that. So she asked her parents about that. Why are those people are throwing their money into that fountain? Are they crazy? And her parents were like, no, darling, they're not crazy. However, according to the legend, if you do that, you'll be back here again one day. So she also wanted to come back here. So she also did like the other people were doing, by throwing coins into the fountain. She hoped that one day she will be back here. And miracle became true. Decades later, she was back to Rome, but this time not as a tourist. This time by doing something to Eternal City. By designing Maxi Museum. She's amazing, Zaha Hadid. She was one of the most influential architects in 21st century. Her life was not easy because she was originally from Middle East, and secondly because she was a woman. So she had to fight for everything. She had to break so many walls. And thanks to her now, any female architect can dream to be a great architect. I'm very sorry to tell you that we lost Zaha last year. I am an architect too, and during my first year at university, we were given an assignment. What is wall? What is function of wall? Design a wall. At the beginning, we all thought, it's easy for us. However, it became a nightmare. Well, at least for me. Because during that time, my idea of walls were only about physical walls that separate two spaces. So any proposal from me to my professor, I was given the same answer again and again. This is not the thing that we are looking for. And it took me a bit of a while to understand that walls don't have to be only physical walls. Walls could be mental walls, social walls, cultural walls, political walls, religious walls, ethnicity walls, stereotype walls, and even gender walls. So suddenly all I could see around myself were so many huge walls. I want to tell you about my background a bit more. I come from a very small city, it's called Duhok. It's in Kurdistan region, north of Iraq. It's a very friendly city, it's very safe, and it has amazing nature. It's multicultural. Proudly, we are hosting more than 500,000 refugees. And it's also multi-religious. For example, although I come from a Muslim family, I studied in a Catholic spirit school, which they didn't teach us about any religions. However, they taught us Aramaic language of Bible. Growing up, I watched so many international movies, and it became a dream and passion for me to go abroad and discover the world. So when I became 18, I made the life-changing decision, and I moved to Istanbul, where I began my university degree there. My life in Istanbul at the beginning was not easy, because everything was new for me. It was a new language, new culture, new people, new friends. I had to start everything from the beginning. But in Istanbul, I learned how to deal and interact and communicate with all different kinds of people. During my time in Istanbul, I tried to use as much as possible opportunities to do exchange and internships abroad. So for the last five years, I have lived in 5 different countries, and I have visited more than 30. Each place I have been, I have learned something unique. Istanbul for me was University of Life. Berlin, I found myself in a melting pot where I was exposed to so many different cultures, lifestyles, attitudes, And from that on, I became more accepting other people's opinion, views. And then I moved to Greece. In Greece, I learned how to stay relaxed, calm, have my cafe in front of the sea during the time of crisis. They are very cool people. And then I came to Rome, where I live now. I guess in Rome I learned what beauty is. Beauty in art, history, culture, food, language, people. You find beauty everywhere in this city. In fact, Rome is one of the very few places which I don't feel I'm a stranger. When I was doing my semester exchange in Berlin, we were given a very challenging design project. We had to design a residential building where students, artists, refugees, businessmen, they all live together in the same building. It was a scary idea for us. We didn't know how we can start and how we can achieve this. So we started by doing our research and by directly talking to this different group of people. In order to find a solution, we should detect the problems first. We had to detect the problem first, and we were able to detect the problem. The problem was that those people, this group of people, they all didn't know each other. They all had some kind of walls between them, physical and hidden walls, preventing them from socializing and meeting. So how we were able to solve this problem? Solution is by having less walls between them, by having more common spaces between them. And when they do that, they will see that they're all not strangers to each other, and that they all have something to share. For example, businessmen who have experience, they can share their experience with students who are in the first stage of their life. Students can help refugees to integrate into the society by teaching them language. Refugees who have survival stories, they can share their stories with artists who can transform those stories into art projects. Physical walls could be easily destroyed by hammers in a matter of hours. However, the hidden walls are the one difficult to be removed. And the way to do that is by interactioning with people, direct interaction, and educationing. As an Iraqi, it's not easy for me to meet people and travel abroad. It's not easy for me to interact with people from all around the world. Because after Afghanistan and Pakistan, I hold the third worst passport in the world. I need visas for everywhere. For example, if I want to visit Japan, it's not like I will buy the ticket, go on the plane, and travel. No. I have to plan my trip at least 3 months in advance, provide embassy tons of documents, massive amounts of paperwork, and probably will get rejected if I don't have a Japanese friend who can sponsor me. And the problem is not going to be solved that they will finally trust you that they will give you visas more smoothly if you have a passport full of stamps and visas. Believe me, I have such kind of passport, and I still get rejected. Walls, borders, restrictions, they all save us, and they all protect us, and they are something necessary in our life. However, they also divide us, they separate us, they limit us, they make us strangers to each other. When we don't rely on ourselves to discover the other side of the wall, and we give that task to some other sources, they may not tell us everything, they may not show us everything, they may even lie to us. So let's rely on ourselves to discover the other side. Let's meet, let's listen, let's talk to each other. In 2037, let's not be strangers to each other. Thank you.